Hello everybody, it's Janice and I am here today to do another Christmas layout using the Artbooking Cricut cartridge from Close to My Heart. Just a little reminder, I am still having a online gathering. It's January 25th and it will be open till February 2nd. There's a drawing. So go to the link down below in the description and click on it, and it will give, there's a video that gives you all the details about how to be entered into the drawing to win a D-size sentiment stamp set from Close to My Heart. So here we go. Okay, so I was looking through, I knew I had two photos for this layout, and I really liked this one right here on page 76. But I didn't want it to be a snow themed thing. I wanted it to be Christmas. So basically I just am looking at the layout and what it looks like, where the embellishments are, where the photo mats are. I did cut the photo mat that's on photo mat 1. I cut 2 of them and I cut them at the 11. Okay, the relative dial size of 11, which means then it would cut it to be that, you know, to scale to a 12 by 12 layout, which I think is really cool to do that. So this one here, so that's this one, and then this one here would be cut to fit a 6 by 8 photo. These are cut to fit a 4 by 6 photo each. Isn't that great? I love this cartridge. I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I have to say, I've been using my Cricut for many years, and I think this is probably the most excited I've been in a long time about a cartridge. Okay, so here on this page, page 65, there's this overlay. I love these overlays and I love how nicely they do cut. Now I will say I'm using the Heidi Swapp Christmas paper, just in case if anybody wanted to know. It looks like this. I got it at Michael's when they were on sale. And I love everything about that paper. It isn't double-sided, so just so you know. I tend to prefer double-sided, but it was such a good deal. I think it was like $7 it came to, so for that price. All right, so let's go. All right, the bottom layer, or the foundation of my layout, I'm going to take everything off of here so I can show you step by step what I did. This is chalkboard paper that DCWV came out with quite some time ago. And it is a 12 by 12 piece. However, when I rip it out of the book, what happens is it has the little, let me show you, this is what it looks like. I got this on clearance, but when you cut the paper out, the perforation leaves those the little marks. So I decided that I would just make that part of my design, and I went around the edges and I distressed the edges. And you can do this different ways. You can take a scissor and run it this way. If you don't have any particular tool and you want to do this today, you could do it today. Just use your scissor. Or you could use a special tool like I have. I'm kind of like Tim the Tool Man Taylor in that I love tools. And I love this one from Prima because it does different things. Then I also have the Close to My Heart one. And it's a distress tool. Great tool, very handy. So that's what I did to all of the edges. All right, and then I cut the overlay. Oh, get another piece there. And that's going to go right there. So let's get some adhesive on here. And again, like I said, I cut everything to be proportionate for the 11-inch. So I just set my dial, my relative dial, to 11 inches. I use Cricut Craft Room. So on Cricut Craft Room, there's a little box for setting the size down below the overlay, you know, your digital overlay there on your screen. I set the dial size to 11 down there. Okay. So there we go. Then I cut those 2 photo mats that I explained about from photo mat 1. Okay, and this is what they look like. And then here's my 2 photos of my son getting his watch that he loves so much. It's a camo watch, so he's so happy with it. He wears it every day. He hasn't forgotten to wear it, not once since Christmas. And I love it. I love that he has a watch because I can say, I want you back. I homeschool him, so I can say, okay, go get ready for the day, and I want you back here in 10 minutes. And I make him look at his watch, you know, and tell me when 10 minutes from now would be. And then he can, you know, or if he goes outside, I can say 6:15, you know, be back by 6:15, or be back by 5:45, or whatever. So I love that he has a watch. He had gotten some watches in the past, but he just wasn't ready, you know. He was too little. He got a Lego. He got 2 of those Lego watches before, and I wish I knew where they were. They're somewhere in his room among his billion Legos. Maybe someday we'll find them. But then where's the strap? Because the strap comes apart on those from the watch. This one he loves. And that was my husband. I want to go ahead and give credit where credit is due. That was my husband's idea. So, good job, Nick. All right, so now we've got our 2 photo mats there. And that will be about right here. I'm just going to go ahead and commit and do it. See if we can get this done in one part. This will probably, maybe this will be the only video for today, guys, because I have basketball and then a birthday party right after. So okay, all right, looking good already, huh? Then the next thing I did was I cut out of the DCWV glitter paper. I cut out this piece at 4.264. I didn't choose that. I just kind of at random, as I was designing on Cricut Craft Room, the layout, I just picked this size because I liked it. And then I had leftover paper from this, from the inside, and I just put it on the back and cut it out with my scissors. I could have hidden the contour and all that, but that's going to go there, and that's for my journaling. But then I also cut out at 11 inches, I cut this piece out from the border. And I also cut out the shadow of that. So let me show you where that is. Oh, why didn't I mark the page? I wonder why. What was I thinking? I think that's back here somewhere. Sorry. All right, if you look here, you can see that all the images are here, and it's this one there. You probably can't see it, it's too small. But that's on page 57, and I did cut it at the relative dial size of 11 inches. And then cut another piece out, and it cut a little bit bigger, and so now it has like a cool border, which I really like. And I'm not going to pop this one up, but I did stamp it, and I wanted to show you how nice their Close to My Heart's white ink is. Really, really neat. But I want these little points to show there. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But this is the white daisy ink from Close to My Heart, and it is a pigment-based ink. And like I've told you before, if you've watched my videos before, pigment ink is what's special about it, is that it stays wet longer so that you can heat emboss it. So with that said, it can also smear. So once you stamp it, and I'm using just a background stamp that I've had for quite some time. I got it at Michael's a long time ago. It's just a little, those little dollar ones. But whatever background stamp you have, just trying to line it up there, will work. Now this is really, you know, it's wet now, so I'm not going to put my fingers on it. I could take my heat tool and dry it, but I don't want to do that right now. Here's the piece that goes behind it. It's the same piece, cut to the exact same size, but I hid that contour. And I am going to pop that up, but that's going to go here on that little corner there to coordinate with that. And then I have this piece here that I cut at 2.069, and this one was 1.694. Also from the Artbooking cartridge. Look how cute that is. I mean, those are cute embellishments. If you bought that in the store, you couldn't match it exactly, and you know, it would cost you quite a bit of money. So I love it. Okay, I'm gonna make this go out like that. This will be there, and here we go. I'll do another video and show you some other things, that some other benefits of the pigment ink. Maybe I'll get to record that next after this. Okay, so this is just fun foam. Close to My Heart does sell dimensional adhesive. I just like to use fun foam. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop this up, and that's just as simple as adding the fun foam or the dimensional adhesive to the back. Okay, so then we're going to take this off, backing. And then I also cut out a title. And I can see the ink is already on my fingers. So we're just going to set that there. And of course I haven't done my journaling yet, but I will do that later. So I'm going to add some ATG here. Love this border. This is so cute. And of course I have all of those little pieces left over too, so that I can use them, you know, for something else, or if I decide I need some more little embellishments. Sometimes when I'm done filming, I get another idea and then I add other things. If it's a significant difference, I'll do an update, but sometimes it's just a little thing. Uh-oh, I got stuff. Here we go. Okay, and then this here. Sometimes I just like to play around and just go around the cartridge and see different shapes and see how they strike me, and if I think, oh, that would make a great little embellishment. I could cover that tissue paper on the couch. And now we'll add let's go ahead and add this. Okay, and then I went ahead and cut out the words, "It's About Time," in gold as well. Have I told you how much I love this font? It's so cute. Now there's no apostrophe. I'm going to put "It's About," and then I'm going to put "Time" right here. There's no apostrophe, and I had the idea to use like a heart or something like that. So maybe we'll do that as an apostrophe, or a star as a little apostrophe. We could do that, seeing as I love my little star punch so much. Or a bling would be cute.